Aren't you so jealous? I know I am. The sweeping view of the San Fernando Valley is simply breathtaking. When our next celebrity was looking for a place to build her home, an equally impressive view won her over by a knockout.
I wanted a lot that sat on a mountain and overlooked the valley. And so when I saw this lot, I knew that this was it.
Mia St. John is a woman who gets what she wants. In fact, she's nicknamed the Knockout, not only for her striking good looks, but for packing some serious punches in the boxing ring. With her sexy signature hot pink outfits and an IBA featherweight 4-round championship title, it's easy to see why fellas are lining up to see the bouts of this boxing bombshell. But in the privacy of her San Fernando Valley home, we found a typical suburban mother of two.
I want people to know that just because I'm a boxer, I've been an athlete my whole life, that doesn't mean I can't be feminine as well. I'm a big doll collector. I love dolls. I have part of my collection in my office, so I can look at them every day. And then I have another collection upstairs in my bedroom. And so when they come into my home, it is kind of surprising, I think, especially to men when they see that there is like really a feminine side to me.
Mia's woodsy retreat not only reflects her femininity, but it also evokes her blissful younger days in Washington State.
I spent a long time looking for the property, and I've always wanted to live up here. Lesley, the contractor, came up with this idea of basing the house on my childhood living in Washington. We lived in this house up in the mountains, surrounded by evergreen trees overlooking the Columbia River. This little town is a place that every night when I go to bed, that's where I dream about, that's where I dream of being. As you can see, it's in the mountains, surrounded by the trees. Even the upstairs bedroom, it looks like you're sitting in a tree house. So that's where the idea of this house came from, was on my days in Washington. Every room in the house is different. The walls are painted a different color. The foyer was meant to look like you're outdoors, basically, like an outdoor patio. Then as you're going up the stairs to the rooms, the wall is painted a bright, deep red, and that shows how strong my personality is. And I think that my life is pretty colorful because there's so many different parts to Mia. Basically, she took my personality, and that's how she built and designed everything in the home. She wanted to design the house in a way that was not only safe for the children, but would be fun for the kids. My daughter's room was done to fit her personality, which is very feminine, very frilly. So we did that in a lavender. My bedroom is very romantic. It overlooks the San Fernando Valley. And at night, it's just gorgeous. There are no curtains on any of my windows because I use the natural sunlight to wake me up in the morning. Once I see the sunrise, I'm up, and I love that. Up here I have the skylights, which I love, and they even have little rain sensors on there. So if it starts raining, they automatically close. In the winter when I have the fireplace going with the skylights, and it's just so beautiful. It's the one time in my life when I go to bed at night that I wish, oh, I don't know, maybe I don't want to be single anymore, you know? The living room, we want it to be, again, a very comfortable place to be when my guests come over. All of the furniture we had handmade. We picked the fabric, picked everything, the style. Like the purple chase was very romantic, colorful, and yet very modern. Everything was pretty much designed for comfortability. This is my kitchen, my favorite place after a fight, or after a weigh-in, I should say. I have my kids' artwork, like a tile that my daughter made for me for Mother's Day, cards from my son, and the oatmeal that I eat every single morning for the past 3 years. And this is my favorite window, the yellow arch. I love that. And this is a poster of when I was on the cover of Playboy last November. And I love this because I get to look at myself every morning. Just kidding. But I signed this to Bob Arum, my promoter, and I wrote, "To the man who exposed me to the world," because he did. He exposed me on national television on the undercards of Oscar De La Hoya. So I signed this to him, and then I found out that Playboy only made one of these, so I took it back. I have a lot of pictures in my office just showing the different things I've done. A lot of it has to do with my boxing career, of things I'm proud of. Working with Oscar De La Hoya, it was a dream of mine for a long time. It's funny because before I actually started working with him, I had the biggest crush on him.
But Oscar isn't the only hunk Mia hangs out with. Christophe St. John, sexy star of The Young and the Restless, is one of her neighbors. He's also her ex-husband.
He's the sweetest guy. He's so funny because every day I call him for the weirdest things. You know, because we live so close. My kids can literally walk out the front door and be at their dad's in a few seconds. So it's really convenient having him here. I have a light bulb that needs changing. He's like, Mia, you need to get married. No, why? I've got you.
Which shows that in her heart and home, this knockout is really a lover, not a fighter.
If home is where the heart is, that's where my heart will always be.
What does he like, and what will he buy? When we return, we'll follow this gorgeous soap star as he shops for his new home.